What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase with me, Chase. And Jeremy Jahns is getting dragged by the woke left for simply reviewing the movie by Matt Walsh, Am I Racist? I'm not making this up. Obviously, we saw this coming. Even Jeremy saw this coming.
I'm gonna be 100%. There was a part of me that was like, maybe I should just skip this one. Just move on to next week's videos, call this weekend good, and have that be that. But the fact that that entered my mind is kind of one of the points this movie makes. So at that point, I really felt I should talk about it. So here we go.
I'm going to link his video down below so you can actually go watch it. So if you don't know who Jeremy Jahns is, he's a movie reviewer. He's been on YouTube since the ancient days. He's been on YouTube for a long time. And over his time on YouTube, he solidified himself as a quality movie reviewer. Honestly, I don't watch his channel a lot, but I will catch reviews from him here and there, and I honestly respect his opinion. If he says it's good, I have a feeling that movie is probably good. And he's not afraid to actually review a movie. For example, he's one of the few big movie YouTube reviewers that I know that actually reviewed Sound of Freedom. So he's not afraid to put himself out there, and I hate even saying that because you shouldn't have to be afraid to put yourself out there to review a movie. But we live in 2024. What do you expect? And believe me, there is a lot more to talk about. We're going to get into the controversy that's going on. But before we do, if you have not yet already, please subscribe to the channel. We have hit 1,000 subscribers. 1K. That is, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So thank you all very much for hitting that milestone with me. And it is onward and upwards from here. Now let's get into it. So how I heard about it was actually, it was last night before I was going to go to bed. I was just checking some things on the computer and I saw Jeremy Jahns reviewed Am I Racist? And I'm like, what? Wait, what? And so I immediately had to click on it. I watched it, and I was so glad that he went and reviewed it. It was really cool. So I liked the video, left a comment, and I closed the browser and went to bed. And as far as I was concerned, that was the end of it. Nay. I woke up this morning and my boy Jeremy is getting dragged. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, kind of. But one of the first things I saw was that Matt Walsh had tweeted about Jeremy Jahns giving a review. Let's read Matt Walsh's tweet. He says, most mainstream critics have ignored our film, but Jeremy Jahns had the guts to not only review it, but even praise it. His review also has over 300,000 views in less than a day. Maybe that will inspire other major critics to follow his lead. So yeah, Jeremy Jahns, he has almost 2 million subscribers. He comes in, gives a review. Man, that's a pretty good stamp of approval. But Matt is also bringing up a good point, because if we go look at Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is sitting at a 99%. It has over like 2,500 views. I think 500 are from verified users, but over 2,500. The tomato meter, the critic score, now technically when it hits 5 reviews, that's enough for it to trigger the algorithm to then post the score. Now, interestingly enough, it has 7 reviews and it still hasn't triggered it. Look, if we look here on Rotten Tomatoes, you see it's 99% on the audience score. The tomato meter is it's not registering, apparently. It's not registering. So if we go and look at the critics' reviews, you can see that, yeah, there's 7. There's Colin, Avi, Christian, Alan, Matthew, Jeremy Jahns right there. And then Wade. So there you go. Apparently there's a bug in your system, Rotten Tomatoes. But that's what makes this movie a little bit interesting too, is because What Is a Woman was behind a paywall, whereas this is actually being released. So there should be more critic reviews, but they're ignoring it, just like Matt Walsh said. Now all the controversy that is surrounding Jeremy, rolling my eyes. To Matt's credit, he came out and defended him. He said, the left has labeled Jeremy Jahns a racist and a sellout simply for reviewing my film. This is how they play the game. Viciously denounce anyone who positively acknowledges the existence of the film so that other critics will be too afraid to follow suit. So let's take a look at some of these tweets that Matt screen capped here. First one, Matt Jarbo. To give you an idea who he is, he wishes he was Jeremy Jahns, okay? Midlife crisis Jeremy Jahns is not the villain origin story I was expecting. The horror outlaw says, Jeremy Jahns has always sucked. It's amazing people valued his opinion at all. Him being a racist and a centrist coward is not surprising in the slightest. I hate these kinds of attacks where, like he says, Jeremy Jahns has always sucked. It reminds me of when people were boycotting Bud Light. And they would say, yeah, Bud Light always sucked. It's just piss beer anyway. And it's like, okay, so you're telling me nobody drank it. It was $1 billion company and nobody drank it. It'd be like if Baskin Robbins came under attack and everybody was like, well, their ice cream has always sucked anyway. No, their ice cream was actually pretty good. It's Cope. It's Cope. So anyway, I love the next line. Him being a racist and a centrist coward. Like the right is vilified, and now the centrists are being vilified. Okay. When I go through these, I'm going to go through even more tweets. I want you to pay attention to the flags in the name. You're going to see a theme here. Danny, confirmed racist. Okay, yeah, all right. Resolution. I can't think for the life of me why Jeremy Jahns would shine a light on a person like Matt Walsh and give him a shake, except that Jahns got a juicy offer from the Daily Wire in the form of connections or payments or some other form of transaction. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know the inner workings of what's going on with Daily Wire, the deals they're making, or what Jeremy's doing, or the deals he's making, but I am going to go out on a limb here and say those paths are not crossing. I don't not to vilify one or the other, not to say they don't have a not to say that I just don't think their streams cross. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So those are some of the ones Matt collected. I'm going to go through some of the ones I found that I thought were particularly funny. So this one from Noah Villaverde. Beyond his contribution to the dumbing down of film criticism, Jeremy Jahns is also embracing full-blown racism. Sounds like you can't excuse this infamous moment from years back as a product of edgy internet humor. Now, I'm not even going to go into his first part of why he's just an idiot, because I feel like that's something I keep repeating all the time. But let's talk about the picture in question here. Yes, this is Jeremy Jahns. I'm not going to say anything more. Let's just roll the clip from whence this photo came.
Vampires are cooler than fuzzy dogs. Blade.
So as you can see, it has to do with the movie Blade. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I think it's funny. I think it's humorous. Good job, Jeremy. Terry Penguin. I have pretty much lost respect for Jeremy Jahns after defending Matt Walsh and his crappy movie Am I Racist? So F Jeremy Jahns and Matt Walsh. Oh, Jahns, shave your beard. It's too long for you, and you should have shaved long ago. What? Tony coming in. Well, shoot. YouTube film critic Jeremy Jahns has a positive review of the Matt Walsh film Am I Racist earlier today. And, yeah. So what he's pointing out here is that when the video was released, Jeremy Jahns has lost about 10,000 subscribers. However, the updated version now shows he's gained 10,000 subscribers. So Jeremy's back on his feet. Another one here, Leo Gavitt. Jeremy Jahns, being a bad guy from World War II, was not on my 2024 bingo card. How? Like, the fact that their mind thinks like this, it causes me to wonder. Jake, I've never gotten a hint of racism from Jeremy Jahns. He reviewed a white supremacist film positively. I'm starting to get I didn't realize how many of these comments I have. I think there's just a couple more. Bear with me. Ed E. Jeremy Jahns gave a positive review to Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? And I immediately unsubscribed. I was a Jeremy Jahns subscriber for over 12 years, but not anymore. He has disappointed me, even more so than his biased Star Wars reviews since The Last Jedi. Jeremy can F off. 12 years. And all it took was just one movie review, and you were done. And you were done. I have a feeling that Eddie's lying here. Grant, Jeremy Jahns starting a review off with First off, Matt Walsh is surprisingly funny. Oh no. So are you saying that Jeremy can't have an open mind? Is that what you're getting at? Yes, that's exactly what he's getting at, actually. All right. So that ends the negative portion. Let's go into some of the positive comments that he's gotten. There's a lot of people out there that like him still. So let's get into some of those. Jake Waters says, in a world where you shouldn't have to be brave to review a movie, Jeremy shows off his bravery in reviewing this movie. Excellent objective review. I agree. You shouldn't have to worry about doing something that people would expect you to do anyway. Kangman Lee says Jeremy Jahns is pissing off all the right people by reviewing Am I Racist? So I like him even more now. And that's the thing. It happens almost every single time. Every time the woke left decides to try to cancel somebody or drag somebody, the person's popularity only goes up. Because it's almost a litmus test of, oh, these people hate him? Oh, well, he must be awesome then. Okay, because these people are crazy. So if they don't like this guy, he must be absolutely normal. Now, there are a lot more comments on X that do give Jeremy the credit he deserves, but I do want to go to his YouTube video and look at the comment section there, because I think that'll be more indicative of how his audience is reacting to it as well. So we can see here, see, there I am right there. All right, Samuel Cooper. The fact that Jeremy not only reviewed this movie, but left this review up in spite of all the hate that he's getting reminds me why I respect him. Agreed. Robbie Lieb, don't apologize, don't back down. Jacob Josh, the backlash Jeremy has received just for reviewing this movie proves how much the movie was needed. Exactly. It writes itself. It truly does. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. The fact that I don't know your political leanings after watching this shows how genuinely fair you are as a reviewer. Jeremy, keep up the good work. Yeah, Chris Stuckman will not be reviewing this movie. That's pretty good. If you don't know that whole fiasco, just Google it or whatever. So anyway, we can see that mainly his audience, they think it's cool, they like it. That's what's most important anyway, is that his audience is cool with it, because as we say all the time to Hollywood, making your fans happy is one of the most important things that you can do. So I think Jeremy's just fine. He hasn't come out and said anything about it. I don't think he will. He seems like the type to just, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not even going to talk about it. And that's probably the best response to it. But I think what I really want to convey right now is I think we should all send our thoughts and prayers to those emotionally shattered by Jeremy Jahns having a different opinion. So anyways, guys, I'm curious what you guys think. Are you team Jeremy Jahns? Or are you team drag him? I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Leave a comment. If you haven't yet already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you're always notified when one of my videos drops. And who knows, maybe I can get to Jeremy Jahns level. We'll see in time, maybe. Anyways, guys, as always, peace out.